Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a video today on mindset, how to think differently. I know I've mentioned this probably in the channel at some point, but I'm kind of going in depth today. And I'm doing this because it just really frustrates me. I see so many of my friends and so many people just day to day that have so much potential, and it's just wasted on mindset. So let's get into this real quick. And it's going to be kind of a longer one, but so just please like, subscribe, pay attention to this. I'm also going to probably do something on kind of like my life story, so people know stuff I've gone through. So if you go back and if I could go back and hand my younger self one thing, it wouldn't be money, it wouldn't be stocks. It would be the way I think now. Most people are broke, stuck not because of bad luck. They're stuck because of how they think. Everything I'm going to share, I've learned the hard way. This isn't just about trading, it's about life in general. So this is good for anybody, young people especially. Even if you're my age, you can still, if you're still stuck in the way of thinking, maybe this will change your way, the way you think to look at the world, especially this time we're in the United States. Most people think like employees, even if they're not, right? So trading time for money is a trap. You're always one day away from zero, which means you're always one day away from getting laid off, fired, whatever. Gotta put on glasses. Schools teach you to follow rules, not to build a system. The shift. Stop asking, how do I get paid more? Start asking, how do I get paid while I'm sleeping? And you know what? It's not just about money. It's about being successful in anything you want to do. Nobody in a classroom ever taught me that. I had to figure that out on my own, right? Your environment is programming you, whether you like it or not. The people around you are literally shaping your financial ceiling. Audit your influences: social media, news, friends, family. If everyone around you is broke and comfortable with that, that becomes your normal. You have to be intentional about who and what you let into your head. Now, here's where I'm going to get real with you, because I'm living this challenge right now. I'm at a point in my life where what I'm doing looks nothing like the people around me are doing, right? I think there's like one other person I know that's kind of doing what I'm doing. But most people aren't. And I want to be clear, I don't judge them for not wanting to do things. These are good people. I love them, and I generally like them and love them. They're some of my best friends. I've tried to show them different ways of thinking, different ways of building, and they're just not there, and that's okay, right? If they, you can't force your opinions on other people. You can just show them, and that's all I do. So now I let my actions speak more than my words right now. But there's a tension that comes with that, because you can love somebody and still recognize that spending too much time in their word pulls your thinking back down to a level you've already left. So, that kind of goes with toxic people, I guess, too. I've cut a couple of those people out in my life. So you're around too many toxic people, you're going to start going down the negative route. So you literally have to cut some of those people off, even if they're family sometimes. I'm still working with those. Those are still the hardest things in my life, are trying to be around people that I like, but I don't know. It's frustrating. See some of I gotta stop talking about people. The honest truth is that I'm at a stage where it's hard to find people operating on the same level. My situation right now, family responsibilities, where I'm living, it limits my ability to go find my people. But here's what I know. Once I get on the road, when I do the travel thing, that changes. The nomadic community, the trading community, the entrepreneurial community, those people exist, right? You just got to go find them. And here's the thing I've also realized about myself. I've always been my own person. I don't need a crew to validate what I'm doing. I could care less what people think about me. I never have. Some of the most successful people in the world are exactly like that. They're not lonely, they're just focused. So my advice to you is on this one is layered. Yes, absolutely try to surround yourself with people who are building something, but if you can't find them physically right now, find them digitally. This is where I've been doing. YouTube, podcast, online communities, trading groups. You can find all those people online. The people you need to be around don't have to be in the same room as you. And in the meantime, don't judge the people in your circle, your current circle. Just quietly outgrow them. Let your results do the talking. Your people are out there. You'll find them when the time is right. Now, there's a layer to this that I have to address because it's not black and white, right? If you're someone who is easily influenced, if you have a hard time saying no, if the people around you tend to pull you off course, then you need to be much more protective of your circle right now, which means you really gotta, if you're, let's just say, you're trying to quit drinking. If you go around to all these people that are drinking and they're harassing you to drink, I quit drinking. I've drank 3 times in the last year and a half, but I can say no to people because I don't care if they harass me. But if you're the kind of person that's easily influenced, don't put yourself in those situations. Don't be around negative Nancy's. Just do your thing, right? But here's what I've learned from triathlon that changed how I think about this. All right, so I don't know if you guys know, I used to be an elite level, top 100 in the world triathlon and Ironman distance races. Went to World Championship a couple times. I actually got a pro card. I never really used the pro card, but I got one, and then I got injured. So this is where I'm coming from. When I was competing in an elite level, top in the country, there was literally nobody I could train with on my hard days. Race pace intervals, long bricks, threshold workouts. I'd show up and nobody could hang. Just because, there's like one guy, 2 guys in the area where I was training. But usually if I was doing race pace stuff, I went by myself. So I learned to ride alone on those days that mattered. I'd ride with other people on easy days, the recovery days and the social days, and that was fine. But when it's time to do the serious work, I had to go by myself. And mentally, that's exactly the same. When you get to a certain level of clarity and confidence in what you're building, the people around you just can't come with you. Not because they're bad people, they just can't keep up with where your mind is going. And it's almost at the point where certain people that I can't be around because they just ask me questions that I don't even care about the answers. And it's hard to explain it to them. And it's not like, I'm not saying, this might sound like I'm saying I'm better than people. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with different things. Like, I don't want to be stuck like 90% of the population is, and just stuck in my job and doing things that I dislike for the rest of my life. It's just, I learned it a little bit too late. I mean, I'm not too late, but just later in life. I wish I learned these things a long, long time ago. All right, back on topic. So not because they're bad people, just because they can't keep up with what your mind is going through. And as long as you know that, as long as you're not being pulled off course by their pace, you can operate that way successfully. Meaning, like, you can still be around people that aren't trying to do anything that you're trying to do. But as long as you're mentally strong enough to be able to separate the two worlds. If you're not strong enough, then I'd say stay away and build your stuff in silence. But here's an important part, and I want you to hear this if you're just starting out. This takes mastery. So it takes mastery to be able to, to know you're sitting in a room with people, and this happens to me all the time. I'm sitting there, and I'm just thinking about other things. People are talking about sports, whatever, and I'm totally not. I'm nodding yes, but I'm mentally thinking about, all right, my next move in trading, my next move with, figuring out taxes better, figuring out all that kind of stuff. That's all my mind is thinking about right now. That takes mastery to do that. It takes confidence that you haven't built yet. If you're early on in your journey and you're easily influenced, you are not ready to be a lone wolf yet. You need to find better people first, build your foundation around the right influences, and then you can operate alone from a place of strength. Going it alone too early without that confidence built up is a recipe for getting pulled back. So it just means that, if you're trying to start something new, like say it's your first week of not drinking, you don't want to go to the bar, right? Until you're built up the resistance in your mind, and then no one's going to talk you into doing anything you don't want to do. So know where you are in the journey and be honest with yourself about it. So a lot of this is self-reflecting, guys. Like if you don't look inside and kind of like forget, like look out, pretend your mind is outside your body and look down on what you're doing and all your interactions, you're never going to be able to figure out what you're doing and if it's really working for you, I guess. All right, so point 3, this is the single greatest time in history to build wealth, right? Let me put this in perspective. When I was younger, if you wanted to learn something, you needed a library card, a textbook, or you had to know somebody. If you wanted to start a business, you needed capital connections and probably a physical location. If you wanted to learn to invest, you needed a broker, you needed over the phone call, and a minimum account size to keep most people out. Yeah, so you needed a broker, you need to call a broker, and then it was like a fee for every transaction. Now you don't need any of that. All of that is gone. You have YouTube, the greatest free university ever built, in your pocket right now, right on your phone, right? You have AI that can teach you, coach you, write for you, build for you, answer any questions you have in any hour of the day. You can learn options trading for free. You can learn to code for free. You can learn marketing, accounting, copywriting, video production, all for free right now. You don't even need friggin' college. The information gap that kept regular people from building wealth for generations, it's closed. The only thing standing between you and the knowledge you need is whether you open the right app. Most people are using these same tools to watch cat videos and argue with strangers. A small group is using them to build income streams, learn skills, and completely change their financial trajectory. Which group are you in? I hope you're in the second one. There has never been a lower barrier to entry for changing your life than right now. If you were waiting for the perfect time, this is it. Right now, before AI takes over everything. The tools exist, the information exists. The only missing piece is you deciding to use them. So what are you waiting for? One of my big philosophy things that taught me years ago, I watched this Anthony Hopkins movie about him killing a bear, and it's the best quote of my life, and still today. If one man can do it, another man can do it. Or person, whatever you want to say. This is something I come back to constantly. Whenever you're trying to build, somebody with less talent, less money, less opportunity has already done it. That's not discouraging. That's proof of concept. If it's been done, it can be done again by you. Stop looking at successful people like they're different species. They're not. They just thought differently and stayed in the game longer. One man did it. That means the door is open. Walk through it. All right. Discomfort is addressed where growth lives. All right. Every time I leveled up in my life, triathlon, trading, choosing a completely different path, it started with doing something that scared me. Most people mistake comfort for safety. it's actually the most dangerous place you can live or stay. Nothing grows there. Nothing changes there. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's where your whole life is waiting for you. Yeah, and it's so true. I bring this back to sales. I tell people, you want to make money, the quickest way possible with no degree is in sales. And I've proven that. I went from 0 in sales to 350,000 a year. And every time I tell people, they're like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. So right there, their mindset is limited. They don't think they can do it. If somebody else has done it, you can do it. I don't care. You say you're not a salesperson. That is BS. Do you think I was a salesperson a long time ago? No. As long as you're honest with yourself, oh, my nose is itching, and authentic, sales will come easy to you as long as you know, like, you're telling the truth. You're not trying to sell somebody. You believe in the product, obviously. All right, we're not going to go down the sales thing. I'm just beating a dead horse with the sales thing. All right, next point. You have to find your limits and know what you're capable of. Most people never find out what they're actually made of because they've never pushed hard enough to find the edge. I found mine in triathlon training in conditions that broke other people, racing at Kona twice, going to places physically and mentally that most people never visit. And what I learned out there, I brought to trading, into business, into every hard decision I've ever made. When you push your body and mind to the actual limit, not the comfortable limit, the real limit, something shifts. You stop being afraid of hard things. You realize your ceiling is much higher than you thought. And you realize that most of what you were scared of was never as bad as you imagined. You have to go find your edge. It doesn't come to you. So I say, if you could push yourself to the physical and mental limit multiple times if possible. Yes, I have finished races where I've had to go right into the med tent and get an IV. I have passed out, all kinds of stuff. Not saying it's probably the healthiest thing, but you need to know where your limits are. You have way more confidence when that happens. Failure is data, not identity. Most money, I've lost money early in trading. I didn't quit. I studied what went wrong. The mindset shift that changed everything. I failed becomes I attempted. That attempt failed. Okay, sorry. The mindset shift that changed everything. I failed becomes that attempt failed. What does that teach me? Those are two completely different sentences, and they lead to two completely different lives. Every successful person you admire has a failure resume longer than their highlight reel. The only real failure is quitting before the lesson lands. Mindset is just a small step done consistently over time. So I kind of added this one in. People hear the word mindset and they think it's some big dramatic transformation. It's not. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's invisible to everyone around you. It's waking up and doing the small thing today when you don't feel like it. I didn't really feel like making a video today, but I'm like, I really like this mindset topic. Let's get deeper into it. It's a holiday. I could have just been chilling. And then doing it again tomorrow and the day after. So it's just little steps doing consistently over time. Nobody sees the 1,000 small decisions that build a great trader, a great athlete, a great life. They only see the result and call it talent. It's not talent, it's consistency, compound over time. The mindset shift isn't one big moment, it's 1,000 small ones that nobody claps for. Learn to love what you hate. This came in, did this in triathlon. I used to hate biking up hills, running up hills, and then I said, you know what? How about if we make those things my favorite thing to do? And we just kept doing hill repeats on the bike, and then they became my love. And then I crushed everybody at it. So you got to take your weakness and make it your strength. This might be the most important thing I have to say in this entire video, so I want you to really hear it. Learn to love what you hate. The things that are hard for you, the things you avoid, the things that make you uncomfortable, the things that procrastinate on, those are exactly where your success is hiding. In triathlon, I had to learn to love the 5 a.m. runs in the cold, the long brick workouts, the days my body said stop, and I kept going. In trading, I had to learn to love the losing trades, the red days, the discipline of following a system, even when my emotions were screaming at me to do something different. Whatever you hate doing that you know you should be doing, that's your assignment. Do what you hate doing. Go towards it. Get comfortable with it. Eventually learn to love it. Because I promise you, the people who are winning at the highest level aren't just tolerating the hard parts. They've learned to love them. Master that, and I believe you can be successful at almost anything. All right, the next one. Long game versus short game. Society sells instant results, instant gratification, instant success. Real wealth, financial, physical, mental, is built in boring, consistent, invisible increments. That's true. Every day, like staying in these trades, you want to like close them and do another trade, close them, but you got to wait for the expiration date or wait for these 2 other rules that I have to do things with. And the waiting is the hard part because you want to keep doing it. My covered calls on Tesla don't blow up overnight. They compound month after month after month. Life works exactly the same way. The people winning 10 years from now are making quiet, unsexy decisions today that nobody's clapping for. Play the long game when everyone else is chasing the quick hit. All right, number 11 point. Delayed gratification is a superpower nobody talks about. Society has a script. Graduate, get a job, get married, buy a house, get a dog, have kids, in that order as fast as possible. That script isn't wrong for everyone, but it's expensive, and most people sign up for it before they even know who they are. Every one of those responsibility is an anchor, not a bad one, just an anchor. The mortgage locks you up to a zip code. Kids lock you into a schedule. Dogs lock you into routine. None of this leaves room to take a risk. None of this leaves room to take a risk and change your life. I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm saying don't do them before you've built something. The people who win big almost always had a window, a season of life with low overhead and high freedom, and they used it. I use mine to go deep on trading and learn, to fail cheap, to build. If you have no mortgage, no spouse, no dependents, that's not a problem. That's leverage. Use it. Don't let society shame you into locking yourself down before you're ready. And that just says, that's more to younger people, I guess. Obviously, if you're my age and you're looking at this video, either, I've started over from scratch at 50. So maybe you guys have been divorced, what have you, but you're starting over. And this is some of the things you want to keep in. I see these guys and girls getting divorced and immediately getting remarried again. And it's just, I don't get that at all. But I've never been married, so what do I know? All right, stop caring what people think. This one will set you free. All right, I see a lot of people worried about other people. This might be the single biggest invisible tax on human potential. Most people don't pursue what they actually want. They pursue what looks good to other people. The job that sounds impressive at Thanksgiving, the house in the right neighborhood, the car that gets nods at stoplights. You are literally spending your life, your time, your money, your energy, managing other people's opinions of you. Saw a little dog walker go by. That's I can't wait to get the van, guys. I'm gonna have my own space, my own filming place. It'll be awesome. Back to this. I choose a life that looks weird from the outside, trading for income, eventually living in a van. No traditional career path. I mean, I still technically am working right now. Long story, and we'll make a video on it someday. And I can tell you, the moment I stopped caring what that looked like to others, everything accelerated. Here's the truth. The people whose opinions you're afraid of are too busy worrying about their own lives to think about yours as much as you think they are. And the ones who do judge you, they're usually the ones who didn't have the courage to do what you're doing. Criticism from people who aren't building anything is just noise. Usually those people are people you're not trying to be like, right? Here's a filter for whose opinion actually matters. Would I trade lives with this person? So right now, if this person is criticizing you, would you want to be in their shoes, and vice versa? There's nobody on this planet that I'd really want to be like. Tom Brady's pretty good, I guess, but I'm older than him. I've never wanted to be anybody else besides myself. If the answer is no to that, their opinion doesn't count. So let's go back over there. Go over that. If somebody, here's a filter for whose opinion actually matters. Would I trade lives with that person? And most of the times, the people that you want to trade lives with, say it's Tom Brady, those people aren't going to be judging you because they're already successful. They are not jealous. They're already successful. They're not going to judge you. Live your life like the audience isn't watching, because for the most part, they're not. The people judging you are usually just jealous. Let's call it what it is. When someone has something negative to say about the path you're on, 9 times out of 10, it's not concern, it's jealousy. They see you doing something they don't have the courage to do, and it makes them uncomfortable. So instead of doing the work themselves, they try to pull you back down to their level. Don't let them. Misery loves company. So does mediocrity. The loudest criticisms are almost never the ones building anything. The loudest critics. Yep, that's true. Watch how truly successful people actually behave. Here's something I've noticed, and I want you to really pay attention to this. I don't really look up to many people, but if there's one person I'd point to, Tom Brady, younger than me, greatest of all time at what he did. You know what guys like that have in common? They're nice. They don't put people down. They don't waste energy tearing others apart. The more successful somebody truly is, the less they care about what you're doing with your life. They're not in your comments. They're not judging your choices. They're too busy building. It's the people going nowhere who have the most opinions about where you're headed. Real success makes people generous with their time, their energy, their encouragement. So when you're looking for signal on who to listen to, look at how they treat people who can do nothing for them. That tells you everything. It's just like, going to a restaurant, and if you're a dick to the waiter, then you're probably a dick in the real world. Never stop learning. Point 15. The day you think you know enough is the day you start going backwards. Every plateau I've ever hit in triathlon, trading, in life came right after I got comfortable with what I already knew. The world is moving faster than it ever has. AI, markets, technology. If you're standing still, you're falling behind. I'm self-taught in options trading. Nobody handed me a strategy. I read, watched, failed, adjusted, read again. The most dangerous words you can say, that's just how I do it. Curiosity is a competitive advantage. Most people lose it after a certain age. Make learning non-negotiable. Books, podcasts, mentors, failure, all of it counts. The people winning right now aren't the smartest. They're the ones who never stop being a student. You stop learning, you basically give up. Point 16, give yourself permission. Nobody is coming to greenlight your dream. There's no committee that approves your unconventional life. At some point, I stopped waiting for permission to trade differently, to live differently, to build something outside the normal path. The question isn't, is this realistic? The question is, who says it's not, right? The best time to start is right now. Give yourself permission to want what you actually want. Give yourself permission to pursue it before you feel ready. There's never a right time to have kids. There's never a perfect time to have kids. All right, back on sister's parking car. Give yourself permission to pursue it before you feel ready, because ready is a feeling that never fully arrives. You're always, it's kind of like life, right? You're always thinking you're planning in the future, but you're not really living in the moment. So I've tried to live in the moment and plan the future at the same time. Interesting. All right, let's wrap this up. Steps to take right now to start changing your mindset. All right, so these are some basic steps. All right, let's bring it home. Everything we've talked about today means nothing if you don't actually do something with it. So here are the steps. Start today, not Monday, not next month, today. All right, step 1, audit your circle. Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself honestly, are these people pushing me forward or keeping me comfortable? The answer will tell you everything. And if you can't find your people physically right now, find them digitally. Go online. YouTube, podcast, online committees, trading groups. Your people exist. Go find them. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. Step 2, pick one thing you've been avoiding. The thing you hate doing that you know you should be doing. Do it tomorrow morning, first thing. That's where it starts. Clean up your feed. Step 3. Delete or mute anything in your social media that isn't teaching you something or building you up. Your environment is programming you whether you like it or not. Take control of it. Right? I've been silencing all this political crap. I don't want to hear any negative stuff from the blue-haired liberals. I just keep putting it out of I've deleted a lot of these negative people posting crazy political things too. So I do that constantly. Spend 30 minutes today learning one thing about building income. All right. I mean, this doesn't have to be, mindset doesn't have to be just for becoming wealthy. Mindset is for anything that you're wanting to do that you're having a hard time doing. All right. Spend 30 minutes today learning one thing about building income. Open YouTube or an AI tool. Option trading, real estate, copywriting, whatever pulls you. Learn something new that you would like to do. Find your passion, right? I treat trading like a game. I think it's fun. And it's just, I love learning about it. Just start doing something that you're passionate about. Even if you're not 100% passionate about something, learn something, see if you are passionate about it. The greatest free university in history is sitting in your pocket right now, your phone. You can go anywhere. You got AI, I got 3 AIs on this, and YouTube. Downsize, okay, number 5, downsize your responsibilities wherever you can. All right, so this is a lot of things. The biggest thing is people have so many responsibilities now, they don't know where to start and how to save money and all this other crap. So downsizing your responsibilities is a huge first step. Look at your life honestly. What are you maintaining out of your obligation or appearance that is draining your time and money? What can you simplify? What can you let go? I actually pay my sister rent. I'm sitting there, we're helping my mom, she's 96. So I don't have a mortgage. All I have is a car bill, and I pay my sister rent. That will be, once my mom passes, I will probably be doing my own thing, going around. But yeah, so try to limit that. What can you simplify? What can you let go of? Protect your freedom like it's your most valuable asset. Protect it's hard to explain. Just, you got to protect. Anybody who gives you any crap, just don't take it and let them go. You don't need it. Protect your freedom like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. I moved in with my sister to help take care of my family. Yes, I pay rent, but it's simple. It's lean, no mortgage, no upkeep, no property tax. On paper, it might look like a step backwards. To me, it was one of the smartest decisions I ever made. It freed up capital, it freed up mental energy, it freed up options. I mean, there's downsizes too, believe me. Find your physical edge. Sign up for something hard. This is testing your mind and body. a race, a challenge, something that scares you physically, you will not know what you're actually capable of until you go find it. And what you learn about yourself out there will carry into every other area of your life. Number 7, the next time someone judges your path, say nothing, just go build. Let the results do the talking. Silence and execution are the best response to criticism. All right, number 8, pick one book and start it this week. Rich Dad, Poor Dad's a good one. I read that one. The Obstacle is the Way. Think and Grow Rich. Those are a couple of ones. Any one of them will start rewiring how you think. One book this week, no excuses. Or audiobook, or find, like I follow that guy who writes that online a lot on YouTube. Research people who have what you want and copy the model. So figure out what you want to do that you would enjoy, and then go research who's been successful at doing that, and then just copy it. It's not that hard. Figure out what wealthy looks like to you first. And I don't just mean money. Wealthy might mean financial freedom, time freedom, health, travel, all of the above. Get clear on your version of success, because if you don't define it, society will define it for you. Then find somebody who already has it. Not somebody who talks about it, somebody who has it. Study them, read everything they've written, watch everything they've recorded. Copy the model, not the person, the model. Successful people leave blueprints everywhere. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Find them, learn from them, execute. So that's why this United States is amazing. There are people successful in every field out there. You just have to pick one and copy it. It's not that hard. It just takes a little commitment. Give yourself permission right now. Say it out loud if you have to. I don't need anyone's approval to build a life I actually want. Nobody is coming to greenlight your dream. You are the only one who can do that. Number 11, commit to never stop learning. One podcast, one video, one chapter, one conversation with someone smarter than you every single day. Non-negotiable. The day you stop learning is the day you start giving up. Number 12, look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard question. You are living in the greatest country in the world for entrepreneurs. You are alive at the single greatest moment in human history to build something. You have access to more information than any generation before you ever. You have AI tools. You can do the work of 10 people. You have YouTube, podcasts, books, mentors, all available to you right now for free or close to it. The playing field has never been more level. The barriers have never been lower. The tools have never been more powerful. So I'm going to say something that might be uncomfortable, and I'll say it with love. There is zero excuses. I mean zero. If you live in this country, in this era, with these tools available to you, and you are not moving toward the life you want, that is your choice. Not bad luck, not bad timing, not the economy, not your background, a choice. So go look in the mirror and ask yourself honestly, why am I not successful? Even if you have other responsibilities, you can do whatever you want. You can learn at home, all of this. Get off TikTok, get off Netflix, learn something. You can do, there's zero excuse. I don't care. Unless you have a mental disorder, all right? This is the easiest time in the world right now to generate happiness, wealth, and income. Okay, so ask yourself honestly why I'm not successful. Not to beat yourself up, but to get real with yourself. You have to stop lying to yourself, because until you answer that question honestly, nothing else in this list matters. The mirror doesn't lie. The good news, you can change starting today. You can change right now. And you got to stay positive too. These negative thoughts that you say in your head over and over, like I'm tired, this sucks, that sucks. Or there's there's a situation that happens, people pick out the negative part of that situation. You try to pick up the positive part. Why say the stuff that sucks? Like, say, driving home from work. Oh, the traffic was horrible. Oh, why don't you say, oh yeah, I saw a deer on the side of the road or something. That was good. Like, just come out with some kind of positivity out of whatever situation you're in. And until the military taught me this as well. All right. I was in Somalia, people are trying to kill you. Until you're like, somebody's trying to kill you, you really don't understand how easy life is. Like, if no one's trying to do anything to me right now, something is, I can't even explain what I'm saying. There's nothing too bad that's going to affect me in a negative way, unless right now somebody's trying to end my life. Outside of that, it's just an issue that's going to pass. All right. So there's no reason to be dramatic over little things. Just move forward. I just don't get how people don't see this. They're so just trapped. All right. The close. What my younger self needed to hear. All right. This is what I'm going to tell my younger self if I could. Your income has a ceiling only if you let it. All right. So it's easier to make a huge amount of money in a short time than it is a little amount of money over a long time. Let that set in your head. Working for an hourly wage is making a little money over a long period of time. There's ways that there's so much easier to make a huge amount of money in a short period of time. My biggest trade this year, $57,000, and it took maybe a week to do. So I'm telling you, it takes a while to get to these levels, but it's, I just started baby steps back in 2022. All right. Your income has a ceiling only if you let it. The military, the 9-to-5, the traditional path, those are options, not requirements. Start investing the day you get your first paycheck. If you're fucking 17 years old and you got a job at a grocery store or McDonald's or whatever, save that money. Start even if it's $50. You'll be ahead of everybody in your own age. Your body is your first asset. Protect it like one. Read, not textbooks, real books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a good one. The Obstacle is the Way. Think and Grow Rich. Those are 3 books that are really good. Surround yourself with people who are building something. Use your freedom window before it closes. So this is young people usually, because I had, a serious, almost got married, had a house and a mortgage, had a boat payment, had a car payment, 2 car payments, was $65,000 in credit card debt. And I was, in my early 40s, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what life is all about. So it's really hard to find your freedom window when you have that much responsibilities. So I, luckily I didn't have kids, so I pretty much sold the house, sold everything, got rid of debt, and learned to live like a broke person while you're building wealth. You can't save your way to being rich. You can't make changes, but you can't make changes in responsibilities to actually become rich. But you can. But when you do those things, it makes it easier to become wealthy quicker. So, yeah. All right, here's another one. Stop performing your life for the audience that isn't paying attention. Yeah, forget other people. Don't worry about them. Never stop learning, ever. Ever. Even when I'm 90, I'm going to keep learning stuff. And remember, if one man or one person can do it, another man or person can do it. I'm not special. I'm just someone who started thinking differently later than I should have, but not too late. That's the whole point of this channel. It's never too late. All right. Trade, Travel, Truth, T Cubed. Sign up. I want some comments, guys. What do you guys think? What has helped you guys change your thinking? I've always, if there's something that I don't know about changing your thinking, I would love to learn it. It is so freaking easy to do this now. We're not cavemen. We're not hunting for our food. There's so many safety nets in this country. You can take risks and fail and then you can use the safety net that our country has if you need it. That's all I'm saying. Have a great holiday today, and I will talk to you soon.